Good morning. My name is Douglas Callegario, and my last name, it might be hard to spell because I'm from Brazil, and the last name is Italian, so there's a lot of mixing in that. I came to US less than 2 years ago. I got married, and then I moved to LA, and recently I moved here to Wenatchee less than a year ago. And I'm a graduate. I graduated from the Federal University of Rio in the first class of this program that's called Gastronomia, which is the science and culture of food and cooking. So I had management classes, health classes, and cooking classes. You could see it's kind of unique, the program, so you can see maybe a culinary arts. It's a bachelor's degree with more stuff on it. And so obviously I've been passionate about it, even though I might look, yesterday I was helping out at the funnel cake stand and someone asked me, oh, what high school you go to? I'm like, oh, I'm 25. So, I've been to college. Yeah, good thing. It's a compliment, but sometimes people don't, they see me as too young for maybe like opening a company, and I want to reassure that I'm ready for it. So since I got here into Wenatchee, I started thinking, what can I do about food, because that's obviously my passion. So I'm in the process of getting my permanent with the health department, the permit for a permanent business. I forgot the name of it, but anyway, Pybus Community Kitchen, because it's very hard to find a commercial kitchen here in town. I don't know if you know that. But the Pybus resource is good because you can, if you're starting, you don't have many events, you can start right there. So I'm getting that because I thought about opening my catering company, and I did some private dinners already. I'm getting my name out there. You can find my card back there. And what I saw myself into is that, especially for working by myself and being small yet, a catering company, people don't know you much, so you don't have many events. So I was talking to Jennifer. She had to go. Jennifer, Corfiatis, yeah. And she suggested me, and I love doing private dinners and cooking at home, cooking for people. She suggested me, why don't you think about cooking for vacation home rentals at Chelan or Leavenworth? And immediately I was like, oh my God, that would be so great. So I'm still in the kind of zero level, as you said, and to one, and I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do. I'm trying to get a booth at the farmer's market to sell some Brazilian goodies. And so I'm in the middle of this many areas to explore. They all involve food, and they all involve naturally tasty food. I should talk about my food a little bit. So what I try to cook is everything from scratch, everything that it's real and naturally tasty. That's how, when people ask me what do you cook, I say that it's naturally tasty food. So colorful, lots of spices, lots of different ingredients, and people, sometimes when people eat it, they can feel that it's tasty, but they also learn something from it, and they are not going to feel bad after. They're going to feel good with it. So it's almost like cooking at home, but you're eating outside. So that's what I'm trying to do. So when Jennifer talked about the vacation home rentals, I was like, oh my God, that would be so good. People coming from Seattle or people here in town renting a place there, or even here, I can talk about a different area. But I could, for example, plan a menu for a whole family for a weekend in Chelan that don't want to cook, because usually the family go there, and the mom, instead of getting a free weekend, she get a bunch of work. So building a meal plan for the family and leaving everything stored, and just with simple instructions, you can put this in the oven, and they will be ready to go. You can have your barbecue, everything packed, everything prepared. So I'm thinking about getting in contact with the home rentals owners, and maybe try to provide it as an optional service for the rentees. And I mean, I have a lot to explore. I want to work with food. I think my food is good, and I think people liked it. I've had repeating customers for private dinner. I had good word-to-mouth recommendation, and I feel I have a good product, and I just need to get out there so more people can enjoy it. So that's it. Thank you.
Join the dance once. Let's see some new moves, if you will. But we get 20 minutes of questions.
I thought we should be able to.
It's back here. If you have it.
Oh yeah. So those are called cheese breads. They're called pão de queijo, which is a Brazilian cheese bread. They are naturally gluten-free. I didn't try to make it.
Tapioca based?
Yeah, they are tapioca based. I still need to perfect them because I can't find the exact ingredients I would use in Brazil. We use, instead of just tapioca, we use a fermented tapioca flour, which you can find it here. We use a type of cheese that I can't find here, so I have to make a blend. So there's still some challenges. Probably you're going to see this at the farmer's market, and it will be perfected. Thank you.
So 3 questions for you. What's the name of your business?
Gastronomia, which is the Portuguese word for gastronomy. Yeah.
And how can people find you or refer you right now?
So I have a card spread there. You can get there. There are some links. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. The page is still growing. So there are some information there. Not all. I'm still working on that.
Okay. And then I work for a company that helps small businesses, and we actually have clients that manage vacation properties.
Oh, cool.
So I'll talk to you afterwards about how.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's my phone and email on the card. Yeah. Thank you.
They're not going to be able to talk now, Doug.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, goodness. Kelsey.
What's the largest size of group that you can cater for?
So the one that I already did was 50 people. And I'm talking to someone to do for 150. So but I'm not seeing myself doing more than, and this 150 wouldn't be kind of a plated dinner or something like that. It would be more casual, so that would be easier. So that would depend. I wouldn't see myself doing more than that, or more than 200. Right now, sorry.
Are you set up to be a vendor at events? Can you accommodate that sort of?
Sorry?
A vendor at an event?
Uh-huh.
Can you accommodate that?
Yes, I'm in the middle of process for the permit. If I get that, I can produce food and then transport it. Or I don't know exactly how is the event that you're talking about, but I can also get a temporary one, and that's the one that I'm doing for the booth at the farmer's market. So either way, it can be done.
I have an event for you.
Oh, thank you.
Talk later.
Thank you.
So do you have menu plans for people who do have like food, that can't?
Restrictions? Yeah.
Restrictions, like can you accommodate that easily, like vegan or no gluten or?
Absolutely. So maybe I forgot to mention, this is actually one of my passions. When I graduated, the classes that I had, they were French cuisine, kind of classic. And over time, but I also had health classes. And over time, I started getting to know more vegan and vegetarian and raw foods and stuff like that. So that's actually one of maybe my strong assets to everything that I do. I don't have a menu set that I say, oh, this is what I do. I talk to the person and say, okay, do you have any food restrictions? Do you have any preference? And within what the person tells me, I come up with something completely new and customized that accommodates everyone in the party. So so I offer the gluten-free one just because it's good still, and it's gluten-free, so everyone can have it. So I'm very strong in that sense.
Is it just you working right
Oh yeah, right now it's just me since I just started and I can do everything by myself if I plan. But of course I want to grow and I want to have people helping me, so that would be wonderful to connect with people that are good cooks and good people. I would be definitely interested in that.
Do you have any dish that you would consider to be like your specialty or your signature?
I do have a couple of Brazilian foods. One is called feijoada, which is a black bean stew with pork meat. I don't know if you ever had it. And this one is less known. It's called moqueca, which is a fish stew. But you eat with rice and other side dishes, so it's kind of almost like an Arab meal. They have different dishes and you assemble them together, both of them. So I love those two. I love the cheese breads. They still need to get better, but I think it's a very good one.
I have to say that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
He says that needs to get better, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't have much time to. I didn't have enough time to bake it perfectly, I think, this morning. So.
Have you thought at all about, like they do all these sip and paint things, something along the lines of cooking classes or things like that? It seems like you have a really unique background and approach, and it would be something that people would be very excited to learn about, just to see it has an exotic appeal, I think. Have you thought about classes at all?
I did, and my friend Nancy, she owns a business of sip and paint. So if you want to connect with her, and I did think about that. It's just a lot of going on at the same time. So I would love to do that. I love teaching. Actually, I substitute teach at the Wenatchee School District. Since I hold a bachelor's degree, I can emergency substitute. So that was the first kind of job that I had here in Wenatchee. And I did teach at the after-school program culinary classes, but then my business, I'm trying to get the business done, and then I had to put that aside. So I would love to get that connected. I tried to get in contact with the Wenatchee Technical School, but they are kind of full-staffed. So I tried to reach out and see what I could do. I'm very open because that's one of my passions, teach and cook.
So it's kind of a odd question. Why are you doing catering instead of a restaurant?
Restaurant is a lot of investment. The profit rate is quite low. So it's a very risky business. I thought about that. I looked into rental spaces here in downtown. There are some available. I would love to. I can see myself like being in a restaurant and like serving people and just being there all day. That's not the stage that I can do that right now. Maybe in the future.
So it's financing or?
All the steps, just to rent a place, you would have to rent it before. For example, you have to start paying rent, I don't know, let's say a year. So that would be $24,000 at least. And then you have to refurbish according to your design. And people, so anyway, just the cost would be $200,000 or $300,000. And I just can't do that, and especially with the risk involved. Oh, there was some.
Okay. So kind of in the opposite of the max capacity, what would be your minimum? And are you counting on also doing like a central location so that people can pick up as opposed to deliver, or would you prefer not doing that?
I'm open to.
As much of a base to it.
I'm open to everything, and I would. Yeah, maybe I would love to. Maybe have a place where I can have some stuff and people can buy. Maybe, for example, Rhubarb Market, or there are some stores that could carry stuff from different vendors that I know. I would love to do that. I'm sorry, what was the first part of your question? Oh, the minimum. I don't have a minimum. If you want to do two or only one person, if you would just want to eat by yourself. But if you want to have a couple dinner to celebrate the marriage or something, and I could do the dinner, and that's fine. Oh yeah, she was first. Sorry. Oh, I'm taking your.
Go for it.
Okay.
You're in charge, Doug. Sure.
Sorry.
So, when someone had asked how to get in contact with you, and you said Facebook and you said Instagram, do you have a website? Because a
On-
website.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, because like I'm just imagining like with these like rentals, there just needs to be a button on your website, and then the person clicks on it, and then there's your beautiful website, and then there's like food preferences, and then you just like can like click and then order, and then it's like instead of getting Domino's, you get this good food, and then you can menu plan for a weekend.
Yeah, I would love to do that. In my card, there is already an address, even though there's not a virtual website yet, because that's quite some work and some money at the moment. So I want to do that. It's just not done yet. But so I figure out that the easiest, quicker, and fastest way to get my name out there would be the Facebook and Instagram. But the website is definitely on my list. Oh, is that the last one? Sorry.
No, I was just going to throw in a suggestion really quick on that one. There is a lot to be said for presenting yourself as extremely exclusive. And so, the lack of a website at the moment, how you message that so that it drives your appeal, I think can be handled really well until you have the funds to invest in that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, one of those two, I don't know which.
Well,
So-
I was just wanting to know, have you considered connecting with wineries and doing some wine pairings, dinners, farm to table, that type of thing?
I haven't thought about it, but now I did. So that would be lovely.
Get your exposure out there.
And winery contacts, that would be great.
We have like, I don't know,
I'm
how
just
many,
looking at
Jerry,
the wall.
20
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can help you with that. We can help you with that.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
So my question was, where I work, we host a lot of events, and so we look for caterers, and it's surprising how many caterers don't have photos of their food or of their presentation online via website or Facebook. And so we kind of end up using a lot of the same people because we know what we're getting. And I know you mentioned that you don't really plan on having a set menu, but I think if you have photos and maybe examples of menus, because it sounds like what you are able to cook is new to this area. I don't see a lot of caterers doing that, so I think having those examples will help people get a feel for what you do, and then help them be able to decide if you are the right route before you go into the effort of taking the time to meet with them, because that takes time, and if it ends up not being the right fit, if you have some of that information available online before, I think that would be helpful for both parties.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to do that. That would be a little, I need to maybe hire someone with a good camera, and photographs are very hard to take, so they, but I need to do
I
that.
think even like a cell phone picture.
Yeah,
Really,
but then it might not look as good as you would like, and that might even be maybe detrimental to the business in a way. So I want to do it right, but I definitely want to do that. Sorry.
Maybe you could, this is not my question, I just thought, but maybe you could do some trades with somebody who does photography classes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Do some, hey, I'll cook you a couple of awesome meals for some, culinary photography classes you can start doing yourself. But my question is, on a more long-term strategic 20,000 foot level, have you spent any time, like what is your ideal, right now you're at year zero, you're in the trenches, you're just like trying to bootstrap your way, but what does it look like when you actually get to where you're trying to get to? Is it a restaurant? Is it a really hopping catering company? Is it an education thing? Or are you just kind of wait and see what the market gives you and sort of take what you get and go in the direction that life hands you?
I think that's a good question. I think a little bit of both. In a way, I'm still figuring out what I can do. In another way, I I think a catering company, it would be maybe the middle goal, because you can, if you have a food business like a catering or a restaurant can cater, and a caterer can provide, I don't know, the food for families or something, deliver at home. So you can have those a little bit different in the same still businesses, even though they're slightly different. So I think my long-term goal, which I'm not aiming right now, could be a restaurant. My mid one is established catering, and right now I think the private dinners and the dinners for vacation home owners. So I don't know if that answers you, or I don't even have a good answer then. Yeah, one of two, sorry.
Just a couple more questions. How far of a geographic area are you serving?
So right now I would only do, as far as I can do, out of Paibas, maybe the Wenatchee area, until I can figure out the other. What I'm trying to figure out right now, how could I get to Leavenworth, Chelan, Kashmir?
Because one thought I had is you're going to be probably doing a more niche type food that a lot of caterers serve. But if you were to expand over to the Seattle area or be able to connect with people over in the Seattle area, you might be able to stand apart because there's lots of catering businesses there, but yours might be just a little bit different to have that Brazilian touch. And I know some companies over there that would probably connect with you. And the second question is what do you have for materials for actually serving the food? Like the plates, the utensils, all that. Do you have that?
I'm getting some. I'm buying some right now, and I'm buying as I need. It's very kind of tighter budget, or like as I go. So, and I talk whenever I have someone that wants to have a dinner. I ask, do you want me to serve the food? Are you going to serve? So usually the person is provide most of the serving like material. I will only provide kind of the big ones, the pans or the chafers and stuff like that. So I'm just getting as it goes, as I'm building up.
So if you get in a pinch, I know there are companies, I think they're on the west side, that will actually provide you with all the, you can rent all the stuff for just an afternoon and then you return it to them all dirty. And you don't have to worry about the cleanup.
Oh, is there?
Stuff. So you can
There's something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry.
So it's kind of the American way to think big, and a lot of people have mentioned restaurant. And one thing that I would suggest you strongly think about is that catering and restaurant are totally different businesses, like having a playground or having a veterinary clinic. Because when you're a caterer, you're really into your food. If you own a restaurant, you're going to be managing employees and opening and closing and working your butt off, and somebody else is going to be cooking. So think through whether you really want to do that. Because the way you're describing it, I envision an extremely successful catering business that is the culmination. It's a big thing. You have lots of employees and you're doing lots of things. So think that through before you just jump on, oh yeah, I'm going to have a restaurant. I have personally seen, both here and in other cities, great chefs who fall on their face when they open a restaurant.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry.
Any thought toward food truck?
I thought about that too. I think the investment right now is bigger and the risk is still high enough. So, and I would have to kind of get my name out there, and maybe with the farmers market I could do that. So maybe next year the food truck could be a thing that I'm going for. Not at this point right now, but definitely it's on my mind. Sorry.
I actually own 2 restaurants, but I would love to help you in any way. We get tons of phone calls all the time for catering, and we don't do full service catering. So FYI, I would definitely send them your way.
Oh, thank you.
Or if you have any questions or need help.
I would love to, yeah. Thank you.
I would highly recommend that you create something that is just you, like the breads that you just served us, so that when I walk up to a buffet line or a plate of food is put in front of me and I don't know who's catering it yet, that I know, this is Doug's, I am all over this, and that is yours, and really perfecting those runs were amazing.
Oh, thank you. I think you're going to find that.
If you need to perfect that, well, if you do, I mean, do that and make that yours.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
And don't try to get too big too fast. I mean, do what you want to do. The whole rental aspect is vacation rental is a really good idea, I think.
Yeah, it's not mine though. We have to.
The different places in Chelan and Leavenworth, I would perfect that, and then extend yourself when you have more staff and
Yeah.
actually the supply and demand, maybe hitting the Seattle area and that type of thing.
Okay, Stacy.
We are at our time, so this is the final question for you. We've talked about it again a little bit already, but how can we help you the most as your supportive A Million Cups community?
I think there are two things that hold me up. The permit is per location, so it's still a little bit of a hassle, and the requirements for that. So, for example, if I wanted to go to Chelan or Leavenworth, I don't even know if I would need another one from that city or county. So I was trying to figure out the kind of infrastructure, or like the legislations and the stuff like that. So that would be one thing, and because it's kind of on the back end, and on the front end is contacts with, as we talked about, maybe wine tastings and the rental homeowners, or even what I forgot to mention, I don't know, people that just want to try the food, or like customers that are interested in that. So those are the two things. Thank you. Or a commercial kitchen to be more permanently available than private rental.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.